The Lord of the Rings, The Rings of Power may have started with a whole lot of exposition, but it has been barreling towards its finale since somewhere around episode 4. Now that said finale is on the horizon, Prime Video took New York Comic Con by storm with a thrilling new trailer that may or may not answer some of the series' biggest questions so far. Namely, who the heck is Sauron? When we first started the series, most folks' bets were on either the Stranger or the Dweller. As the series progressed, though, more and more signs started to point towards Halbrand as Mordor's future ruler. J.R.R. was in the running for a brief moment, but his empathy towards the orcs ruled him out almost immediately. The same can be said for the Stranger and his soft spot for the Harfoots.
I'm good.
You're good.
So that's 2 major players down, but we still feel like we're no closer to knowing Sauron's identity than we were in the premiere. We've all got questions, but the Rings of Power finale trailer may just be giving us the answers we've been searching for. Let's break down all the clues, because the apparent heir to Mount Doom's throne isn't as obvious as it may seem. First we hear,
I am no god. At least, not yet.
Now, I know we just said that J.R.R. is not Sauron, but this does sound like his voice here. The chances of him being Sauron are still pretty much nil at this point, but it does make you wonder just what the heck he's talking about. To be fair, he is pretty convinced that he murdered Sauron, or at least he told Galadriel as such.
I split him open. I killed Sauron.
So it's possible he thinks that with the orcs by his side, the future Dark Lord doesn't have a chance. But what power does he think he's about to claim? Somehow, a guy with an army of orcs claiming he's about to be a god isn't the most interesting part of the trailer, though. Check this out.
You will be known at last for who you truly are. For you, our Lord Sauron.
Says a small chorus that sounds very much like the Dweller's companions. Because of the mystery surrounding the character, the Dweller has been the #1 contender from the jump. Questions have only grown as the series continued, and so little time was spent on the character or their origins. And what the Dweller did to the Harfoots in the penultimate episode is most certainly not the behavior of an upstanding citizen of Middle-earth. So, hearing the Dweller's companions say, "For you, our Lord Sauron," is a pretty clear indication that their leader is, indeed, Sauron, even though we can't see who they're speaking to, right? Right? Wrong. Maybe. It could still be the Dweller, but they could very well be a member of the chorus themselves, and you may have noticed that there is a very specific suspect that we haven't gotten around to yet.
You remember me?
Curiously, there is very little Halbrand in this trailer. In fact, he doesn't show up until a very suspicious moment. More on that in a second. Halbrand's absence is odd, given how much of a role he's played in the series so far. The dude just stepped up as King of the Southlands, no matter how weird his answers seem to be.
Is it true? Are you the king we were promised?
Yes.
So, what's he up to in the aftermath of the creation of Mount Doom? Well, I'm so glad you asked, because I regret to inform you that the chances of Halbrand being Sauron just went up significantly if the editing of this trailer is to be believed.
Heroes amongst us even now, waiting to burst forth.
Oh, neat. There's Halbrand, immediately after an incredibly questionable line that is very clearly about Sauron, in his only significant appearance in the trailer. Could it still be the Dweller? Sure. This trailer certainly wants you to think so, given how much the character is on screen. But it's Halbrand's absence outside of that extremely suspicious line that raises the most red flags. That means that all signs are pointing towards the charming once stranger being Middle-earth's ultimate big bad as we head into the Season 1 finale of The Lord of the Rings, The Rings of Power. But what do you think? Is it Halbrand or the Dweller? Or are your bets still on the stranger himself or someone else entirely? Let us know in the comments, and for everything else, stick with IGN.
I did not cross that bitter ocean, only to drown now.